Coronavirus. The game changer escaped the greatest of men at the tolls. Fear instilled in many, as tomorrow is filled with uncertainties. This pandemic has not just been an eye-opener, but a transformer as a new normal is about to be birthed.
It is a time to rethink, a time to reflect on what life has brought, a period to adjust to the new changes in life.
At Enactus Covenant University, these changes did not hinder us. Instead, they became a motivation to do more. Let us present to you how we've added value during this pandemic.
As future leaders, we are concerned about what would become of our world if not correctly handled. So we asked, how can we help the world during these trying times?
Adhering to the precautions stipulated by the World Health Organization, we brought about our solution, Mobile Basin. This solution aims to minimize the spread of COVID-19 by providing a cost-effective and easy way to wash your hands without direct contact with the tap or other surfaces around it, as opposed to the conventional taps.
The mobile basin uses a detector to automatically induce soap and water flow when hands are sensed beneath the tap, thus preventing personal contact with tap surfaces. The mobile also dispenses an alcohol-based sanitizer.
It was time to turn our idea to a scalable and sustainable solution, so we implemented this project in 3 phases.
Phase 1. In this phase, we sourced our raw materials, including a used oil tank, pipe, tap, paint, and an infrared obstacle sensor. Also, we employed individuals who engaged in the production process. This process required the services of a welder, painter, and plumber. Esteemed audience, the production and installation of a unit takes 2 working days once the availability of the materials is confirmed. The cost of production of a mobile basin stands at 31,670 naira and is sold at 40,000 naira, leaving us with a profit margin of 8,330 naira.
Phase 2. We built our prototype and it has been successfully installed at the entrance of one of the buildings in Covenant University. This prototype has received constructive feedback from our beneficiaries and the results show excellent viability. As a result, many persons entering the building can adequately wash their hands with soap and clean water without touching the tap.
Our goal is to install 60 mobile basins successfully, 40 within our university campus and 20 within communities in Ogun State, through a partnership with the Ado-Odo local government and Ogun State Ministry of Health by the end of our project's implementation. We have approached some banks such as UBA, Covenant Microfinance Bank, Heritage Bank and EcoBank. They have shown great interest in acquiring our products. Moreover, our prestigious university management has decided to install these mobile basins in front of college buildings and halls in preparation for the next academic session. We will also establish partnership with hospitals, schools and restaurants and with the Ministry of Health in Ogun State to provide these wash hand basins.
Economic impact. We have employed 3 people in the manufacturing and installation of the mobile basin. The higher the demand for mobile basins, the greater number of people employed, thus reducing the unemployment rate and improving their living standards.
From the 60 mobile basins, we will generate 2.4 million naira in revenue with a net profit of 499,800 naira. Our net profit is sufficient to produce 15 more mobile basins that can be installed in other communities, thereby drastically curbing the spread of COVID-19.
For our impact environmentally, we are reducing the rates of pollution caused by unused and waste oil barrels, as these drums might have contained dangerous materials at a point in time. Through our special care, they no longer pose a threat to the environment or public health.
Socially, the degree of fear among people regarding the coronavirus disease will significantly reduce as people do not have contact with taps, which could be the potential carriers of the virus.
Driven by motivation to change the world into what we see.
Inspired by our quest to build a planet we envision.
We believe it is how you overcome these challenges that defines your story.
And this is our story.
Hi, I'm Teniola Shoboale. Here's your channel's TV news update for February the 28th, 2020. The Federal Ministry of Health has confirmed the first case of the coronavirus disease COVID-19 in Nigeria.
Since December 2019, the world has been battling and fighting an enemy which causes panic and infecting population with over 200 countries and territories. With over 20,936,041 cases reported globally and increasing, the government of Nigeria are doing everything they can to stop the spread of coronavirus beyond its positive reported cases.
The pandemic has caused us to look inward. What's our ability? What can we do? There is a need for local manufacturers. There is a need for we to start making use of our own skills to solve our own problems. Because it's a clear indication that we have no much countries to run to, because every country has its own problem.
And as we work as a country to stop the spread of coronavirus, Enactus have come up with an innovation that seeks to ensure hygiene even when we wash our hands in public places. This is a clear demonstration that we as Enactus have one grand solution that we can provide to the problem facing our dear nation.
To reduce the spread of the coronavirus through contact, we encourage washing of hands by introducing a 4-in-1 auto hand wash station. We made a hand wash station from locally sourced materials such as wood, syringes, and damaged laptop screen. A 4-in-1 automated hand wash station that dispenses soap, water, has a dryer, and dispenses sanitizer. Here in the front, these are the 4 parts of the machine: the dryer, the soap, the hand sanitizer, and water. You get your soap, then wash, dry your hands, and sanitize. All these are operated automatically without one having to touch. There's a sensor that senses your hand or any object that comes close to it. So you take your hand near and it activates. Same thing to protect the machine and the components inside from overheating. The machine has been built in such a way that it senses your presence. When you come close to the machine, that's when it comes on. When you leave, it goes off. This is to save power and also to reduce and stop the components from overheating. These indicators right here tells you the level of the liquid contents for the soap and sanitizers. This sink collects used water and flushes it down through an outlet. We made a provision for a pipe at the back. This is where you refill. We have them on both sides where you refill the soap and sanitizers, and also you feed in water from the top. We introduced a proper hand wash guide in steps, which we got from the United Nations website. Also, for any other company or organization who will be producing one of these, we intend to brand the company or organization's logo on the machine. Made from locally sourced materials. This machine, as you can see, is made of different components. This right here is the container for the soap, while this is the container for the hand sanitizer, and this is the container for water. These containers are made from damaged TV screens. This is the pump which pumps out the liquid from the container, and it's made from a syringe. Same goes for this one. While these wires are the circuits we've built to send power and signals to each of the pumps we have installed in here. This machine is powered in 2 ways, either through a 12-volt battery we have stationed right here, or through direct power source with the power input being fed in from this very point. As demand comes in for this machine, there will be need for more hands to work on the machine for production of the machine, branding of the machine, cutting of the wood, making of the sanitizers and soap. We have partnered with the Enactus team from Kaduna State University for the production of the hand sanitizer. It cost us a total of about 45,000 naira to build this machine, with the materials ranging from the pump, the hand dryer, everything. These can be sold at least for 80,000 naira to a retailer.
So far, from our implementation of our prototype with the sponsorship of Arts Foundation, over 3,000 people have been impacted directly and indirectly by helping them maintain good hygiene. Market demand for hygiene measure is on the rise, so we hope to scale up so as to meet up with these demands. And as we do that, our project is anticipating to give employment to over 100 people, ranging from distributors to marketers to drivers to human resource and so on.
This machine can be used for both indoor and outdoor purposes in places like schools, hospitals, shopping malls, and so on. Let's have a test on the machine. Isn't this amazing?
Our Enactus station is here to stay because it's effective even after the global pandemic, so as to help us keep maintaining good health and good hygiene. Hence, we're not just providing solution for now, we're providing solution for the future.
Greetings from all of us at Enactus Bayero University, Kano. My name is Sule Matthew, the Team Projects Manager. And on behalf of my team, I'll be sharing with you a success story of our initiative in the course of the global pandemic, COVID-19. As the coronavirus disease took over the global stage, it was accompanied by myriads of problems, but most significantly and the longest surviving impact of the coronavirus disease is the closure of school, which has introduced a learning gap and barrier for people at different learning ages. According to a report by UNICEF and the Washington Times on 23rd of March 2020, it was reported that more than 95% of people of learning school children were forced out of school, as over 1.5 billion people around the world were not attending classes. One could think of the psychological stress on the side of parents who were in lockdown alongside their children, having to take care of what these children do every here and then. Now to our solution. Our initiative, SUPED, which means Supplementary Education, is a tech-based educational project that seeks to salvage an educational downtime, bridge the learning gap, and advance learning in children. SUPED is a virtual simulation of the real-world schooling system with lots of creativity and flexibility. SUPED allows for parents to select a time that will be convenient for them, for their children to access their mobile devices so as to attend classes, do their exercises, and have fun online. SUPED also gives tutors the flexibility to select a convenient time for them to deliver their lessons, which means having a job doing does not stop you from being a SUPED tutor. SUPED can be a side hustle for an average Nigerian. SUPED grants access for children to attend classes based on the subscriptions made by their parents. A parent could make a subscription as little as 2,000 naira in a month for every child. SUPED also has the capability of allocating home tutors to parents. In cases where parents are not comfortable with their children taking online classes, they could request for a home tutor, and our platform will automatically allocate a tutor to them on the basis of their proximity and specifications. That is, if I'm staying in Rimingata, Kano State, for example, and I need a home tutor, the platform will search for home tutors around me who have met my specifications, say a female mathematics teacher, for example. The nearest to me will be allocated to me. It works using the same model as the O-Ride system in Kano State or the Uber in Lagos and the FCT. Let's look at the impacts we have made so far. Between March and July 2020, when we conceived the idea and we're trying to put it in a better shape, we were able to engage 78 children of 53 parents across 6 states in Nigeria. Also, we are able to deploy 12 volunteer tutors. But with the initial grant which we received from Art Foundation, we were able to scale our impact margin, as we have offered to give 100 parents a free trial of Supered, and we have also absorbed additional 48 Supered volunteer tutors. The reason for the free trial on the side of parents is to see that these parents subsequently become our ambassador, as they will spread the good news of Supered to other parents, while we are not undermining our social media campaigns and promotions. Also, the grant we received from Art Foundation has helped us to advance the development of our independent Android and iOS application for our value delivery. And the grant has equally helped us to collect data and elicit responses from our prospective tutors and parents, which is helping us in our design. Now, let's look at the overall expected impact of the project. Based on our plans and projections, by the end of 2021, the total number of registered volunteer tutors, which is currently at 60, would have increased by 800% to give us a total of 480 registered volunteer tutors, and the total number of parents, which is currently at 106, would have equally increased by 800% to give us a total of 848 registered parents. By then, based on these estimations and the data we already have at hand, we'll be having over 1,600 children learning on Supered, with an average monthly revenue of 1,696,000 naira, improving the quality of life, contributing to quality education, and most importantly, advancing learning in children. It is also important to note that the Supered project has increased its relevancy from the time of the global pandemic, as it has grown into a full-fledged freestanding entity with greater employment potentials. Now to our partners. For teaching resources and curriculum, we are in partnership with Adi Basic School in Rimingata, Kano State, and Gredo Group of Schools in Anigba, Kogi State. And thanks to our sponsors at Art Foundation and Enactus Nigeria. And as a team at Enactus Bayero University, Kano, we are happy to have vetted a project, Supered, that is advancing learning in children, and we are not giving any reservation to our commitment in advancing learning generally across the world. Supered, advancing learning in children.
Bayero University in the ancient city of Kano.
We live in an age of profound change. In a place where things are either ending or dying, something else desires to be born. What is ending is a culture that facilitates unproductivity. A culture that keeps entire communities dependent on the government instead of exploring their strengths and potentials. What is being born is becoming clear. It is a future made bright by electricity and market opportunities for rural economies. How can we build a capacity to actualize a future that we feel is possible, we know is possible, but hasn't been actualized? That question is at the very heart of our project.
Down to the communities close to our hearts, electric power supply and a deficit of best practices has been a major challenge in doing businesses in rural communities. We carried out a needs assessment to identify institutional barriers that makes it difficult for communities and individuals to address business collapse and unproductivity, to identify and engage key stakeholders that wish to collaborate, to identify knowledge gap and develop strategies for collaboration to address identified issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience, viewers from across the world, allow us to introduce to you Sokanami. Eziobodo, a community with a population of 15,000 persons, which has over 300 business outfits ranging from micro, small, and medium enterprises, is located in Owerri West local government area of Imo State.
Saddled with the pain to survive, the economic situation is discouraging despite much effort on their own part to improve their living standards. Businesses are collapsing, struggling to survive, while others are closing.
Feedback from our assessments showed that 2/3 of these businesses are struggling to survive because of inadequate electricity, which leads to them plunging back on their daily earnings, averaging 300 naira per day on petrol. This leaves them with little or no time late in the evenings to build on their trade, which results to having little or nothing to show for their efforts spent, while 1/3 of these businesses are dead. Secondly, business owners lack prevailing business technical know-hows such as savings, proper engagements to grow their business, access to funds, and business opportunities. Lastly, sales boom at late in the evenings when people are back from their farms and have rested from an exhausting day.
Amarachi, one out of many with similar experience. The eldest daughter of a family of 5, she helps her mother daily at the market, selling fruits and foodstuff to make ends meet. Every night, her mother spends over 200 naira to fuel her generator. And when her generator fails, she turns to her local lamp, still spending money on kerosene to fuel it. Yet, this was her only alternative, because most of our customers usually make their purchases in the evening.
My name is Amrach. I sell fruit and foodstuff. I normally spend 200 naira for fuel, while after Panaka spend 100 naira. I use afternoon. Battery, I spend 200 or 250.
Taking a close look at the margin between her working capital costs to expenses from her business, it was difficult for her to sustain her family based on the responsibility at hand. So, we decided to take action to empower and add value to 140 persons of similar experience. Through engaging relevant stakeholders in the community, we implemented a 5 kVA solar mini-grid to provide renewable power to the community markets, which is the center of their business activities, with just a lighting point per shop to illuminate their business premises and the pay-as-you-go payment system, thereby saving them over 250,000 naira used on petrol per week and having more time to do business. Innovation.
We were able to achieve this after many fruitless efforts to raise funds. We embraced the concept of crowdfunding, engaging students from the Federal University of Technology Owerri, the Enactus Photo Alumni and friends. We launched a campaign and in 2 days we generated 150,000 naira, and in just 2 weeks we generated 500,000 naira from investors with a guarantee of getting back the invested cash and 10% interest after 7 months.
I'm Mascot Obasi. In the early stage of the project So Economy, I was approached by the Enactus Photo team lead with a proposal to invest in the project. After a short pitch from the team lead about the business model of the project, I was convinced then that Project So Economy was going to be a driving force in empowering Eziobodo and Eziokele communities in generating profits for the sustainability of the project and in leaving no carbon footprint in that community.
After lighting 100 shops at 50 naira daily, we generated 5,000 naira in a day and over 30,000 naira in a week. As at today, we have given electricity to over 142 shops, generating over 42,000 naira per week and having a gross revenue of 170,000 naira within 1 month. And in 7 months, we would have generated about 1,192,000 naira. To sustain this project, we intend to scale up our grid to accommodate more shops and have increase in revenue, of which 10% goes for insurance, 10% maintenance, 20% for payment of salaries, and at the 7th month after commencement, 60% of generated funds will be for payback on investments with interest to our investors.
To assist the businesses, we brought the local cooperative method of Esusu to life in the community. By this little act, we were able to teach the members of the community that you don't need big intervention to raise funds. You can do it among yourself, from your little network. We educated them on the best practices of record keeping, managing savings, how to manage and source for funds through loans, and how to engage themselves as local cooperative worthy of financial institutions and investors.
For members of Eziobodo community, this project has reduced their cost of lighting to just 50 naira, saving them over 200 naira daily and 5,000 naira monthly, thereby increasing their profits.
With this significant improvement in earnings, Amarachi and others can now afford good health care, quality nutrition, and a better standard of living.
Our solar mini-grid has created job opportunities for 3 people, 1 full-time and 2 contract staff, and is also saving the environment of over 238,000 grams of carbon monoxide emitted from petrol generators by 50 shops.
Yes, this project, I feel much elated and I'm happy about it, because after the Enactus group met His Royal Majesty Dr. Loki Okere, they were referred to me, and I started from that moment to pioneer and to organize, and I started bringing in people, and thus we have this realization today. So I feel happy that a job well accomplished. The prospect for expansion is there. The focus now is for the open stores, but all the surrounding lock-up shops should be brought in the expansion program, because the market is jointly owned by Eziobodo and Eziokele, and that's what I say. So I say kudos to Enactus and to Eziobodo in general. Thank you.
I'm very happy what happened to our place first in these kinds, giving us light in the market. That will help our women a lot, and we are grateful for those who actually started and initiated this move. It's a thing of joy. They're giving joy to the whole town. Again, the market women and all those who market in this marketplace. I feel alright, because the formerly we don't have lights, and normally we don't see anything we are selling. We are seeing something. We are seeing the environment is changing. So about my selling food item and fruits, so I will see people coming to come and buy something. These people they are doing, ensure that they are already doing well from God. God giving the wisdom to do this. So I'm very, very grateful, and I thank them about that.
My name is Jesse.
Who? Jesse?
David.
Okay, David, nice to meet you.
I feel it's more special that the light can shine brightly, so that people from far will be seeing my fish. I would like to say thank you to them, and God bless them.
My name is Beatrice. I sell vegetable. I feel very excited because before we used to use this thing they used to call, in Igbo language they used to call it Atukwa or after NEPA, but now we have the lights, so we cannot make use of them again. They did a very excited and well done job. I'm thanking them for doing it for us and also saving much money for us.
The Enactus photo no balere witara anyị ọkụ anyị were ji na-ahụ ụzọ na-ere ahịa abalị. Before na by this time ebe niile na-arịcha paak, but ugbu a onye ọbụla bịara na ahụ gacha nnụ gbarịrị nke ọma, aka ọnụnụ dị mma. Enactus mere ihe ọma karịrị akarị. Ihe anyị emeghị expect, but Enactus emeghị ihere mma. Everybody n'ime ahịa ma ndị outside arịcha happy. I na-ekele Enactus n'ihi ihe ọma o mere n'anyị maka ọkụ a.
Arịma mma, obi ụtọrọ m ụtọ ọkụ anyị hụrụ today. Since a week anyị nyegara anyị ọkụ n'ime ahịa Eziobodo. So obi ụtọrọ anyị ụtọ nke ukwuu, nke ọ dị ukwuu. Anyị si ndị were ka Chineke nna gozie ha, mgbajekwu mgbaji n'aha Jizọs. Amen.
This Enactus year, with the engagement of 117 students, volunteering over 38,000 hours, students who could not be seen today because of the coronavirus challenge, but played significant roles and are still playing those roles from all over the country, still together under the passionate umbrella while addressing the sustainable development goals of zero poverty, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, climate action, and partnership for the goals.
We were able to reduce the cost of running a business for 142 businesses.
Ladies and gentlemen, powering an economy doesn't mean we get a massive electricity charge and cause spark across the nation. No.
It just means that with a little risk, effort, and passion, we can be the cause of the change we have been looking for.
And at Enactus Federal University of Technology, Owerri, we are determined to change the world one little spark at a time.